we will continue to be friends with both China and Japan. We do not see this as a zero-sum affair. Having good relations with one doesn't come at the expense of another. We can be friends with both China and Japan and America for that matter. Our two countries are strategically aligned. We both believe in free and open trade and believe very strongly in upholding a rules-based international order. And cooperation we have are also going to be more and more in new technology areas where there are complementarities in terms of AI, quantum, space, cybersecurity. So these are all new opportunities for cooperation which will benefit our two countries, including researchers in these fields. On top of that, Japan has always been a key investor in Singapore. In fact, Singapore is the largest destination of Japanese investments in Asia. There are now more than 5,000 Japanese companies in Singapore, creating jobs for more than 100,000 Singaporeans. Japan will be a very important partner for ASEAN because Japan is a G7 economy. It's got significant economic and diplomatic clout, and it should play a key role in regional affairs. Historically, of course, Japan has been much more active on the economic front and with development assistance. On security matters, it has traditionally taken a more low-key approach because of the war history. And the history is important. We cannot forget the history. The history matters to us too. We will never forget what happened, the dark, painful period during the Japanese occupation. But at the same time, we do not allow ourselves to be trapped by history. Remembering the past doesn't mean we cannot move forward to forge a mutually beneficial relationship with Japan. Many ASEAN countries too feel the same way, and that's why security cooperation with Japan and ASEAN has been ongoing for some time through the ASEAN Regional Forum, through the ADMM+, the Defense Ministers meeting, and through different arrangements and dialogues. And we think this will continue. Singapore is a friend to both China and Japan, and we hope both sides will continue to maintain dialogue and eventually find ways to resolve their differences. So we will continue to be friends with both China and Japan. We do not see this as a zero-sum affair. Having good relations with one doesn't come at the expense of another. We can be friends with both China and Japan and America for that matter. We want to have as many strong and reliable friends as possible. In today's world, it can be more complicated. Because of great power rivalry, there will be more scrutiny over what Singapore does. That's just the reality of the complicated geopolitical environment that we are in. But as far as a small country is concerned, it is helpful to have maximum strategic space for us to operate. And that means cultivating and maintaining good relations with as many powers as possible as we can. U.S. had initially said that this military operation will be over in a matter of weeks. We are now in the third week. We don't know when it will stop. But quite aside from the military operation, the key question is whether or not the Strait of Hormuz will continue to be blocked and for how long. Even if the military operation were to stop, but the Strait of Hormuz continues to be blocked for a longer stretch, I think there will be severe consequences for the entire global economy. So a prolonged blockage of the strait will have significant implications for the global economy and may tip the global economy into a tailspin, into a downturn or even a recession. In the meantime, the measures that we had already announced in this year's budget are being rolled out. And households and businesses will feel the effects of these measures very soon. And then we will continue monitoring the situation because, as I said, it is very fluid and we are looking at all the different possibilities and contingencies that can happen. But if the need arises, then we stand ready to roll out and implement additional measures beyond what had been announced in the budget. And we will have the resources to do so decisively and quickly. I think in some ways we can share experiences and we can work together because while we are both energy importers, Singapore is an oil and gas trading hub. So in fact, Japan does quite a bit of LNG procurement and trading out of Singapore. Japan also has considerable experience and expertise in low carbon energy because they have been trying to diversify and they've been looking at ammonia and hydrogen. So we have some projects with them in ammonia and we are looking to see how we can do more together on these new areas of low carbon energy. And then thirdly, Japan, as you would have seen from the news, is restarting its nuclear power plants. It has experience in nuclear. And as we look to study the feasibility of civilian nuclear power in Singapore, it's also an area where we would like to learn from Japan's experience.